Presentation, just I need to give some introduction about me. So I have completed MT from GIPMER Pondicherry. So I have more than 10, 11 years teaching and research experience. I have published more than 110 research paper, and I'm serving as editorial member of more than 125 and reviewer of more than 40 international national journals. Okay, so shall I go to the topic now? Okay, good. So all of you note down your doubts. Kindly ask me any clarification at the end of the session. I'm very happy to answer your questions. Okay, fine. So at the end of the session, the target audience, you will be able to understand the selection of different statistical software and test, how we are going to select it based on what parameter, particularly sample size and type of data, whether the data is qualitative or quantitative. I think so most of them they will aware of qualitative and quantitative. Anyway, I will discuss you for the slides. Then difference between what is parametric test and non-parametric test is very important. Then mostly I am going to discuss and between this difference between GraphPad INSTAT software and IBM SPSS software. What is the basic difference between these two parameter or software? How we are going to use it? Then finally, how to display your results in the paper? Then summary and conclusion. Then comes to the first slide. Then so most of them will be here young researchers, I think so. So that's why we need to start how to select the software, how to select the different test based on what parameter we need to select it. That the question will come in your mind. So first you have to take care of this, what is your sample size and type of data. So based on your sample size and type of data, we need to select the statistical software. So whether you are going to select SPSS or other software like InstGraph and INSTAT. Okay. So first we'll go about that. What are the different type of data? So data basically divided into two category: qualitative and quantitative. Qualitative is another name is categorical. Quantitative other is numerical. The qualitative data again subdivided into two types: nominal and ordinal. Quantitative divided into discrete and continuous. So example already we will discuss now. Nominal data example is name category like male and female, married or unmarried, like this. Ordinal, maybe this comes into some order. Okay, mild, moderate, severe, or grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, like this. Discrete means we can use this ratio and interval. Continuous data is normal heart rate, BP, and height. So these are the continuous variables. So these are the depends on the type of data we need to select the software. Then one more thing, sample size also, whether it's small sample size or large sample size. Okay, right. Then come to clarification here. Quantitative data. I told you quantitative data is a numerical data. So always you can use parametric test. Sometimes we can use non-parametric test. Depends on whether it comes to the normal distribution or not. This comes to normal distribution or normal curve, so we can use parametric. Otherwise, you can use non-parametric distribution or skew distribution. Okay. Most of the statistical analysis we can use a descriptive statistics, means percentage, prevalence, and proportion. And also inferential statistics, I told you parametric or non-parametric. Whether it comes to normal distribution, you can use parametric, non-parametric distribution for skew distribution. Okay. So quantitative data or numerical data is divided into two types. I told you discrete, example, interval, and ratio. Then continuous data is I told you example of heart rate, BP, height. These are the continuous data. These both data, the central tendency is mean. So whenever we are going to use the mean standard deviation, you can use always parametric test. Sometimes that data is not comes under normal distribution, you can use non-parametric test. Then qualitative data as categorical data is one of the here you can use non-parametric test. What are the example for this qualitative data? Nominal and ordinal. Nominal, you can see that that name, what male, female, or I told you married or unmarried. Like this, you can use this nominal data. Here the central tendency is mode or median. The same thing happens ordinal, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, mild, moderate, severe. So here the central tendency is mode or median. So here whatever we are qualitative data or categorical data, you can always use non-parametric test. Quantitative data, numerical test, always use non-parametric test. Okay, this is a basic difference between how we are going to use the test based on the type of data. Right. Then comes to what are the basic difference between the parametric and non-parametric test. So I told you always you can use non-parametric test for ordinal and nominal. The interval and ratio continuous variable you can use parametric test. Then whenever we are going to use a small sample size, you can use non-parametric, large sample size parametric. Then very important is normal distribution, parametric test, not normal distribution, non-parametric test. Then when we are taking the sample, random sample, you can use parametric, non-random sample, you can use non-parametric test. So these are the basic difference between parametric and non-parametric test. Then how to use the test? What are the basic difference? You can see this whenever you are going to use the difference between the mean of two independent group, male, female, disease and normal. So these are independent group or different group. Then you can use the if the data comes under continuous or ratio or interval, you can use parametric. Is center tendency is mean. So independent t-test or unpaired t-test you can use. Then comes to if it is in the center tendency mode or median or is not comes under normal distribution, you can use man-weight t-test. Then paired test. Paired means before and after. You can go to do that intervention before or after. Okay. Then it comes under parametric means the mean is a tendency. Non-parametric will consign the rank test. Then if you're going to use three groups, three independent groups, control, one diabetes, hypertension, so three different groups, then you can use one-way ANOVA. It comes under non-parametric means Crushwal-Walsh test. Then difference between three measurement in the repeated measure of ANOVA. For example, one group we are going to undergo before, during, after. So whenever before exercise, during exercise, after exercise, like this. Before diet, during diet, after diet, like this. So three different measures we are going to measure it. That is a repeated measure of ANOVA. When we are going to use the non-parametric treatment test. Okay. So correlation test for parametric is Pearson, non-parametric is Spearman. So just I am going to introduce the different test, then only you can able to understand how to do the test. Okay, fine. So this picture shows that whether the data is symmetrical or normal distribution or not normal skewness. You can see the left side skewness or right side skewness. Left side with positive skewness, right side is negative skewness. So this is the symmetrical. The symmetrical data or not, whether the data is normal distribution means mean, mode, median or zero or a simple level. The same line will be there. Okay. So the difference of the data is going to be categorical. I told you this we are going to do non-parametric test. Continuous data you can use parametric because it comes under normal distribution. Right. Then first now we are going to use what are the uses or advantage of using GraphPad INSTAT software. This INSTAT is designed for scientists and students, not for the statisticians. So with the students and also the researchers, they can easily use this software by doing the simple statistic test. It presents with a simple paragraph and also minimum statistical language. It's very inexpensive. You can use in online. Okay, it's free only. Small. Whenever we are going to do the study, a small sample size, you can use this software. So this is the first step. You can download, you can type it www.graphpad.com. Then this page will come. You just go this window is coming here. You can see different type of categories: categorical data, continuous data. So I will now show how to do that. Just go to the Google. Then you type it online. INSTAT GraphPad quick calculation. So the screen will come like this. Okay. So it's going to show categorical data, continuous data, statistical distribution, then random number. These are the things is going to be showed. So I already told you that first you have to clear your sample size, whether large scale or small scale, first thing. Second thing, whether your data, what are the different type of data, what type of data you collected, whether qualitative or quantitative. So based on that only we are going to choose the software. So this software only used for young researchers, budding researchers. They can use it very slowly and friendly. That's why I am going to show it to you how to use it. For example, your data is comes to the continuous variable. So what are the, you just click it here, continuous data. So the window shows like this. So what type of test you are going to do that? Whether you are going to paired test, unpaired test, or one-way ANOVA, or two groups, independent variable, male, female, you can do unpaired or independent t-test. One group, before, after, you can do paired t-test. Three group, independent variable, then you can one-way ANOVA. So depends on that, you can do that. So now we are going for t-test to compare two means. Just you type it, then click it, continue. Right here, the window shows that how much data you are going to enter. Whether your data is 50, the sample size is 50 or 60, you just copy the data already you entered into Excel. Copy and paste it. Group 1, copy and paste it. Group 2. All the data, 30 members or 50 members like this. Group 1, 50 members. Group 2, 50 members. You enter the data like this. Okay. For example, I am typing height 143. Group 2, 145. Sorry. 145 like this. You have to enter all the data. 120, sorry, 165, 174. So like this you have to enter all the parameter of the particular height, means all the height of group 1, group 2, you enter it. Okay, then suppose what you can do, once you entered, then you click unpaired t-test, whether it's coming male, female, male group 1, female group 2, the height for male 143, 165, like this you have tried, type it for 30 or 50, whatever your sample size you have taken. So here also you have type it. So then you are going to click unpaired t-test here, unpaired t-test. So the independent t-test or both are similar. Okay, then you click it calculate now. So it's going to show that what is the p-value, confidence interval, okay, everything. Just I type it only two variable, you can type it more. Okay, so here what you have to see, you can see this two-tailed p-value is very important. Okay, you have to check it. This p-value is not significant because not less than 0.05. Okay, then you can see the confidence interval 95%. How is coming? Okay, so I actually you now we are going to check it whether p-value is significant or not significant based on the confidence interval. You see that whether the sign is start from minus to plus, it includes 0. Whenever the confidence interval includes 0, the p-value will not significant. Okay, so whenever the sign is coming same sign, minus to minus or plus to plus, the p-value will come significant. So we are indirectly we are going to check it whether p-value is significant or not significant based on the confidence interval. So always whenever you are going to make the table, you need to include this 95% confidence interval in your table. Then only the researcher or reviewer or editor, they will check it whether your p-value is significant or not significant. Based on that, if you are not doing this one or skipping this value, they will have some doubt about your research. So always you have to include whether you are doing paired and unpaired t-test.